Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Nurlida binti Mak Lazim. My ID student is 21001712. I'm from Material Engineering student. So I'm here today to show how to do knotting practice for outdoor recreation. So let's start it. There are 5 types of knotting. First, square knot. Second, shade bend knot. Third, bow line knot. Fourth, clove hitch knot. And lastly, figure of 8. Next, what is square knot? The square knot is a simple binding knot that used to secure a rope or line around an object. The process is really simple and I will be walking through it in a step-by-step manner. As you can see, I have 2 ropes ends. Now, I'm going to start by taking the left rope and putting it over the right and then warping it around just like that. Then, I'm going to take the right rope and put it over the left and wrap it around just like that. And then, I'm simply going to pull on all 4 of the pieces of rope, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just pull on all of them. Next, the sheet bend knot. The sheet bend is practical for joining lines or different diameter or rigidity. It has 2 types. First, single sheet bend knot and double sheet bend knot. So, step to tie single sheet bend knot. First, fold one end of rope back on itself to form a band that looks like an U shape. Next, slip one of the rope through the bike from behind. Now, wrap the end of the rope around both arms of the bike, crossing over the short arm first and standing below the trailing end of rope. Now, bringing the end of the rope around to the front, pass it between itself and the short arm. Then, tighten the knot by pulling both ends of rope. So, this is the single sheet bend knot. For double sheet bend knot, it's just same step like single sheet, but there is additional step which after get this knot, then back fit the walking in under the section of the bike, wrap it around and then fit it under the section one more time. So this a double wrap, tighten and rest academy. Next, move to bow line knot. The bow line knot is used to form a face loop at the end of rope. It is easy to untie after being subjected to a load. There are 2 types of bow line knot. First, single bow line knot and then double bow line knot. Next, step to tie single bow line knot. First, I'm going to go a little bit further towards the center and create a loop on the top just like that. So as you can see, I have created a loop on the top and the end is on the right and you can see the way that the loop goes, the end portion is at the front of the loop. Now, I'm going to take the end and run it through the loop from underneath it. And I'm just gonna hold the end like that and I will bring up this portion right here. So, I'm bringing up the rest and I'm putting the end behind it while holding this down. And then bring it around and through this smaller loop, this top loop right here. So then pulling this portion just like that. And that basically how to tie a single bow line knot. Next, for step of double bow line knot, first we form a loop on the top just like that and then follow this loop around one more time. So just grab the rope underneath the loop and follow the loop forming another overhand loop. Then take the end and run it through the both of the loops. Comes around the back of the standing part and then down through both of loops and then pull it tight and this is double bow line loop. Next, clove hitch knot. It is effectively used to secure a middle section of rope to an object it crosses over. Next, step to tie clove hitch knot. First, loop the end of the rope counterclockwise around the object you are hitching to, let's say a pole, and cross it over the remaining length of rope. Then, make another clockwise loop around the pole, but this time, pass the end of the rope through the loop you have just formed. Then, pull at both ends to tighten the knot. Next, figure of 8. Figure of 8 is a type stopper knot. It is very important in both sailing and rock climbing. It has 2 types of figure of 8. First, single figure of 8 and figure of 8 loop. Next, step to tie single figure of 8 knot. First, cross the end of the rope over the top of the remaining rope, making Q shape. Then, pinch the top of the loop and twist it around arms away from the tail of your Q. Then, pull the end of the rope up through the upper loop from behind. Lastly, pull the rope at both ends to tighten and then forming a figure of 8. Next, we move to step to tie figure 8 loop knot. First, make a rope in position double and then cross the end of the rope over the top of the remaining rope, making Q shape. Then pinch the top of the loop and twist it around as away from the tail of your Q. Then pull the end of the rope up through the upper loop from behind. Then pull the rope at both ends to tighten, forming a figure 8 loop. Next, step to tie from single figure of 8 to figure of 8 loop. First, cross the end of the rope over the top of the remaining rope, making Q shape. Then, pinch the top of the loop and twist it around as away from the tail of your Q. Then, pull the end of the rope up through the upper loop from behind. Lastly, pull the rope at both ends to tighten and then forming a figure of 8. Then, loosely tighten the knot by pulling both ends of the rope, forming a figure 8. Then take the end and retrace it back on itself, following the pattern of the existing figure of 8 and leaving a loop at the end.